I hope I got your surnames right.
Yes, you did.
Ah, okay, well, okay. Thank you very much for joining us. Nontando, let's start with you. I mean, this is a conversation we've actually had for a while. African women, more beautiful than the rest of the world, but they have a little bit of a different body type, or is that just a myth?
I don't think we have a look. Well, our bodies are unique. Let's put it that way. And because our bodies are unique, you found now that a lot of women in Europe and in the Eastern countries, they're now doing implants.
Yeah.
As probably you know, that implants are not the biggest selling point in Africa because we have the natural thing.
We got everything.
We have it natural. So because ours is natural, people are trying to now look like us. So what we're trying to do is let us celebrate how people are trying to look like us. Let's celebrate that because we have the natural thing. 70% of the Southern African women especially are curvy. So let us celebrate that because we've got it. And the world wants us to celebrate that as well.
Even though, as you say the word curvy, Femi, let me bring you to this conversation. Even the word curvy is sexy. Where did this idea come from? What happened? When you guys sat down, what was happening that you guys said, look, we've got to create a line for women that are curvy?
This idea started in 2010 when C-Square was registered. C-Square represents curves and cuts. Curves for women, cuts for men. But what we did was we did some research about women, and then we went to different stores in Santin Mall, Crystal Mall, and Eastgate Mall, and we speak to different women. That what's the problem? What are you guys? Why is that you are in the shop for hours? What are you shopping for? Then they said that they're shopping for jeans. So what's the problem here? The particular problem that everybody has, a similar problem, is when they get the jeans they like or the pants they like, when they try to fit that pant in, when it gets to their hips, it didn't go through. So if it goes through, it leaves gap around their waist.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Right. So it's simply because the jeans is not cut for that body. And that has been a problem that women are facing in Africa at large. So we sat down, went back to our drawing book and said, okay, what are we going to do? What is it that is the niche in the industry? How are we going to close this gap? Then we came about the idea of C-Square Modeling Promotion Agency, then with the clothing line, that to make our own clothing line to sit well on our women and to promote women's body.
A couple of years ago, there was a boutique in downtown Johannesburg that catered for the fuller figured women. It didn't last long. It went defunct. What was wrong then? Are we accepting now? Do you think there's a market for it now? Because a couple of years ago, somebody tried it and it failed.
And it didn't work. Well, I believe that now at the moment, some of those shops, I think I remember some of those shops, that there's even, I won't mention some of the brands that we still have that cater for fuller figured women, but what they have been missing is the element of keeping fresh and with the current times. So just because I'm fuller figured and just because I've got hips and I've got a bum, I still want to be trendy. I still want to wear the stuff that the skinny girl wants to wear, but it must just look good on my body. I don't want to look like an old mama. I don't want to look like an old lady, because you find that
trendy.
Exactly, you want to be trendy, you want to keep up with the times. So whatever is the in thing that's going on at that moment, I want to be able to look good in that thing. So that, I think, has been one of the things that has made some of those brands not to be able to succeed. And another thing, probably it was location, because if you're going to be looking for people who have that body, most of the people, the places probably to start off with is places like your Sandton, your Hyde Park, Durban and Mhlanga Rocks, and the central, probably waterfront areas in Cape Town, those sort of areas where people will know, easy access for them, and obviously marketing, so which comes up to people being backed up by our government as well, so that people are known and those brands also don't die along the way as well. So,
Femi, let me bring you in very quickly in 20 seconds. Talk to me about the Curvaceous African Woman. You've got a fashion show.
Yeah, we've got a fashion show coming up in September 6th at Empire Apartment and Hotel in Santin. And then the idea of the fashion show is to introduce and to give platform for talented young designer in the community, in society. We discovered that curvaceous designers are behind the curtain, right? And you as a curvaceous woman, if you want to make clothes, you go to them, they make the clothes for you, sit well on you. But there's no platform for them to showcase their talent, their arts, right? And because we're launching our own brand, so we've decided that, okay, let's put up a show together whereby we put together local designers and international designers that cater for curvaceous women. And at the moment, we have 10 South African local designers and 2 international designers, one from Ghana, one from Australia. They are going to be showcasing on that night. They're going to be showcasing on the 9th of that event, which is 6th of September in Santin. So it's going to be a phenomenal show, and I encourage everybody to...
And I urge everybody to watch the press and follow this. This is an interesting brand. We're going to follow this very, very closely. Owners of the C-Square, Femi and Nontando, talking to us about their brand. It's a clothing line for Curvaceous Woman, and I'm sure you're probably going, huh? Yeah, that's exactly what it's about. Let's go to the performance area. Peter Erasmus playing first.